Hello my friends and welcome to the channel. I'm feeling very grateful to be alive today, to live another day and squeeze every drop from it like I always do of life. To the best of my ability anyway, just do the best I can, which is all we can do every day. And to be able to share what I hope will be a bit of extra motivation for you today that I've been thinking about recently, and also some news about the channel, which I hope you'll think is good news. Addiction steals and takes everything from you. So much. We don't think about all the stuff it takes really, because we're in the midst and deep in it. It's only afterwards, in the mess that we have to pick up afterwards, that we realise how much it actually has taken. And there are things that start coming back to us immediately. You know, our health starts to improve immediately. Even if we're not realising it, our body starts to heal itself. You know, we got a bit more money in our pocket. All these sort of little things that happen straight away. But there's other stuff that takes a lot more time and effort to get back, and hard work. But there's something I've been thinking about recently, which I think probably, for me anyway, is the most important thing. And I hope when I share it with you in a minute, that it will give you some extra motivation to either get sober or to stay sober and continue on in your journey. But first, I'll just share some news about the channel. You people out there are the most loyal bunch of followers that anyone on here could wish for. This is never going to be a massive channel like you see on YouTube. It's only some old man here sharing his life experience as honestly and as openly as I can, in the hope that it reaches people out there and helps a few people. And that's how it all started up a few years ago. But there are loads of you out there, regular people, who've been following me for a long time now. And I really do appreciate you, you know. And what I aim to do with this channel from now on, it's a couple of bits of information. I want to try and make the channel, first of all, an absolutely safe space to share what you're feeling, to gain help, because I've noticed in a lot of the bigger videos, you know, that people are actually helping each other in the comments section. That's a beautiful thing, you know, and sharing advice and strength and hope and all of these things, which is great, because it's not just about me, it's about you people watching these videos out there and sharing your wisdom and information as well. So I want to make it safe, first of all. And if you don't feel like sharing some stuff on here, which I totally understand, which may be private, that you think you may need some help with, then my email's attached to this, and I'll always answer, and I'll always try and help the best I can. And there's also a feature on the Ko-fi page where you could commission me if you wanted to, like a one-to-one experience, you know, but that's entirely up to you. Also, please, from now on, in the comment section, if you want me to talk about any subject at all, which I may have overlooked, because I'm only sharing what I feel really on a day-to-day basis. And sometimes when someone asks something in the comments, then I'll make a video about that, if I think that's going to help the wider group. Because like I say, I want to make a community on here, and I want to move the channel forward and do live stream and all of this sort of stuff. But it needs participation and interaction to do that. So anything you want me to talk about, please leave in the comments section. And please take a moment just to click on the link in the description and have a read of my Ko-fi page. It just explains to you there how, if you want to, that you can help the channel, support it and move it forward. Because ultimately, that's my aim, is to reach more people. I can only do that with your help. Because it reaches a point where the algorithm won't allow it to grow anymore, if you like. So it's down to the people watching it, whether you subscribe, whether you like the videos, and whether you push it forward. So please have a read of that if you can. Thank you. We'll take it forward from there and see how it grows. And I'll just wait to hear and see what happens, and then I'll move it forward. Let's talk about what I was talking about at the beginning of this video very quickly. when I grew up as a child, if you follow the channel and you've had a look back at the life story, if you like, if you're interested in that, it wasn't a particularly good childhood. It was an unhappy childhood. There was a lot of issues, which I won't go into. I haven't got time in this video. But there was no father present, who disappeared when I was about 4 or 5 years old. My mum really struggled with addiction. But in her own way, she brought us up extremely strictly. And she taught us a strict code, or strict moral code, if you like. You know, there was lying, for instance, was never tolerated. And, you know, was swiftly dealt with, and we were swiftly punished for that, usually physically, which I'm, you know, times have changed, haven't they? But in those days it was whack, you know, liar, you know, locked in your bedroom, and that was it. And, you know, we were brought up to be polite, to respect our elders, manners, to respect ourselves, but, you know, but particularly to respect other people, and most of all to be kind, considerate, and like I say, to have some sort of integrity. And that's how I grew up, you know. And even in those early days in my 20s, when I was in the wildness of nightclub management, I still had that moral code. But this is the point I'm trying to make, which you may not realize how much, because what addiction takes from you, it doesn't just take your, like I think, your health and your finances and your job and obviously your family and your friends and all of this sort of stuff. It takes away every bit of your moral code. It rips the morals straight out of you. You lose all your integrity, all your self-respect, your honesty, that goes right out the window. You become a selfish, lying, cheating, Machiavellian manipulator of people in order just to get your fix, in order to get your alcohol, the money for it normally, because you could be in a situation like I was at the top, on the top of the world, if you like, money, job, material world, beautiful family, children, you know, everything. And yet, in a matter of months, 1 year, the whole lot is ripped from underneath you when you're in the midst of addiction. But most of all, it was brought home to me very recently. My elderly neighbour has gone away here and asked me to water her plants. And that doesn't seem like much to you. But that's a massive deal for me, because no one trusted me with anything, certainly not the key to their house. In days gone by, and this is someone who had a strict moral code and a moral compass, if you like, would have been, if I'd have been let into someone, and this did happen here, I won't go into all the details, but they're not friends anymore, and I totally understand why, because I was an absolute bastard to them, you know, because I looked after their flat, and all I wanted to do was drink all the drink they had, which I did, and filled all their bottles with water, because I had no money, looked for anything I could steal without them noticing. And this is the way my life was. I had no moral compass at all. I shoplifted. You know, this is someone who was on a big salary in a suit, managing lots of people. I was shoplifting. I was trying to graft, steal. My wife used to carry a handbag round with her, clutched to her like this sometimes, because she knew that if she left it anywhere unattended, then I would be ripping the money out of the purse, or what money that I thought she might not notice, to get me my fix. Lying and cheating. No one trusted me. I couldn't look anybody in the eye. You know, this is the thing that, and self-respect, not at all. Didn't wash, didn't shave, didn't look after myself, didn't eat properly, treated people like shit. Kindness went out the window. All I could see was my own selfish ends. And that's what addiction does to you very, very quickly. And if you're still in that, or fresh out of it, let that be a reminder to you. Because all these things come back. People start to look at me in the eye. I can look them in the eye again. And I'm honest, you know, or as honest as I can be, with myself, most importantly, but with other people. I have integrity now, because what I do when people aren't watching is the same what I do when people are watching. You know, and that's really important as well. Anyone can bullshit on here and lie about what they do and just smoke screen. Loads of people do it so-called influencers and all the rest of it. But I live what I preach, and I do what I say I do. And that's what keeps me well. That's what keeps my mental health well. And that's what I hope motivates you to change. So I hope that's been some help for you. Please subscribe. Please click the Ko-fi link if you can and have a read. Carpe diem, my friends. All this stuff will come back to you if you work hard for it. It'll come back with time. You know, this too will pass, as I keep saying and saying and saying. It takes hard work. It takes putting as much effort into this sobriety as you put into your addiction. And that's really important to get help and to remember where you came from and what it was like, and never want to go back there. Just run it forward in your head. If you want to take a drink or you want to take a drug, run it forward to where it will take you. Because it's not a good place. It is hell on earth. And you all know that if you've been there. So let's make a community on here. Let's get together. Leave your comments. Leave what you want me to talk about. Contact me by email, Ko-fi, whatever you want to do. Much love to you all. See you again soon. Bye-bye.